Aloha, my friends and familia. Happy Thursday, Jupiter Day. Today is named after Thor, and Thor is related to the god Jupiter, which is all about expansion, higher knowledge, growth. It's the cosmic Santa Claus planet of the entire zodiac. Thursdays are a great day to expand your borders, to learn more, to grow, and to connect to what is possible and go beyond the boundaries. And right now, astrologically, there are some magnetic, electric, powerful events happening on the earth. So I wanted to get on here live so that I can share with you these powerful, powerful activations. Whew, has anyone been feeling them in the energetic field? So what is up, Lotus? All right, we're going to go to Stellarium, and I'm going to share with you two planets that have come together. They're within 3 degrees of each other tonight on July 11th. So it's 7/11/2024. So this is kind of a magical number, right? And so I added up all the numbers, and all the numbers added up together equal 8. And 8, we're actually in this year, 2024 is actually an 8 year. And so we have all the numbers adding up to 8 in an 8 year. What is 8? Well, if you take the 8, and I don't know if you can hear the music, there's actually a concert going on across the creek from me. But if you take an 8 and you put it on its side, it becomes the infinity symbol. And so what is the infinity symbol all about? Well, it's all about being able to flow 2 different energies. It's about one energy goes this way, the other one goes that way. And so learning how to harmonize 2 different energetic patterns. And so as we came into this year, 2024, the year of the 8, the intuitive sense that I got with the energy of 8 is about balancing our feminine yin receptive beingness with our active assertive doingness. And so it's all about finding, through alchemy, through energy practices, through meditation, the inner balance of utilizing our internal receptivity and our external action. And so this year is calling us to balance in a really big way, which can mean that at times, as we find our balance, we're being sort of drawn extremely out of that balance, realizing, nope, that's not it, and then get pulled into the other direction. And so you'd think, okay, it's a year for balance. That's going to mean I'm very balanced. Everything's easy and effortless, right? Well, that would be nice. Incidentally, what it tends to mean more is that we are being drawn to extremes to find our center. And so what this 8 year really is all about, and what today amplifies and exemplifies, is about us finding our center, sorting, sifting, and separating all the distractions and allowing ourselves to come within, to find that balance point where we can both go within and then go without, and finding the place on the wave. And so within this attempt to balance right now, there is a really powerful activation happening tonight. And I want to give a big shout out to Michael Grady and Ricky Orn and a ton of other amazing musicians. They are going live tonight down in Los Angeles, California. They have a big show. And so big ups to you guys. I hope you all have an amazing show. I'm sending you love from the forest. I'm, of course, up here a little bit northerly. And I just want to send you all my love. And it's an exciting night for a show, 7/11, right? It's kind of a lucky number. It's kind of a magical number. And so there's also a planetary aspect that makes tonight kind of electric. And so we have one planet, which is Uranus, which is this planet that I call the revolutionary planet. And it takes about 84 years for Uranus to move through every single sign. And so the last time Uranus was here was about 84 years ago. Okay. And so Uranus moved into Taurus maybe about a month ago. Okay. And so what does that mean? Let's take a look at what Uranus and Taurus energy might look like. Well, Uranus is change. Uranus is unexpected happenings. And so when we have the planet of change go into Taurus, well, what is Taurus? Taurus is all about grounding, it's all about stability, it's all about the earth. And so Uranus is all about stepping into changes around earth, how we do farming, how we do uh, planting, how we connect to the earth. And I saw this really beautiful picture of mushroom mycelium, and I thought that is Uranus. That is Uranus and Taurus. It's about bringing together technology and nature. And we're going to have Uranus in Taurus for like the next 7 years. So this is like a long time that we're going to be in this energetic. And what makes tonight really magnetic is that this energy of Mars and Taurus, well, I'm sorry, Uranus and Taurus. Let's look at Taurus energy. That might give you a better sense of how Uranus and Taurus might be affecting us all. Okay, so here is Taurus energy. It's interesting because Taurus energy is very feminine. It is very much based on the senses. So here we have the goddess Aphrodite, Taurus ruled by the goddess of love, Venus herself, and it's the billionaire sign. It's all about the abundance of the earth. So if you look at my backdrop, for instance, this is pure Taurus energy. It's the green, lush, growing things of this earth. And so when you have Uranus, the planet of change in Taurus, it means that we're going to see changes in how we do earth, how we do food, how we do nature, how we do our connection to Mother Earth. And so one way this could show up is in technology, invention, and innovation. So if you work in a field that includes nature, that includes technology and bringing those together, one thing this made me think of, and I just saw you, Debbie, so good to see you on the call, is that if you work for a company that does like next level health products, right? Some people I know do like a spirulina company and they use technology to extract the highest content blue pigment spirulina that's super powerful. Big shout out to Lance Leonard and Lindia. You guys do amazing products, and their company is Biolumina. So this is going to be a really great next 7 years for health food, and a specific type of health food, nurturing foods from the earth that utilize technology, maybe through extraction, maybe through some other type of technology that will nourish us. And so this may mean in the next 7 years that we're going to take healing and diet and nutrition to the next level, right? And there's some ducks in the background. You can probably hear them really loud, right? So imagine in the next 7 years' time, we're going to be taking nature to a whole nother level. And that is because Uranus energy is super electric. I always think of Uranus energy as being the energy of technology, innovation, and invention. And one of the symbols for Uranus is lightning. It's lightning. And it's about the new age. It's about invention. It's about creating new things, right? Lightning strikes of new information. So you imagine Uranus and Taurus. It's like this big change energy around how we do nature, how we do nutrition, how we contact our connection to Mother Earth. Okay. And so we have that. And then tonight, the planet Mars, and Mars is multifaceted. Mars is both the symbol for Mars is the sign for masculinity. And so Mars has a distinctly masculine, fiery vibe to it. It's activation, it's energy, it's courage. It is our external drive to make things happen. Mars is fiery no matter what sign it's in. And so we have Mars, the energy of action, the energy of, going, right? Mars is that push the pedal to the floor, gas pedal, vroom, drive ahead energy. And um, it is in Taurus. And so it's a little bit like combining the energies of Aries. Mars rules Aries with Taurus. And so there's this energy around action with the earth. Okay. And so that can mean a number of things, right? So that means we might feel like we have a ton of energy when it comes to how we do nature. Right? You might have all this energy around your diet, around taking action for your physical health and your nutrition and what you eat. You might find that you're feeling like you got to move and make things happen physically. And so one example of this is really interesting because Taurus is an earth sign and Mars is action and energy. Is I had just worked to clear this really nice beach on the creek here near where I live. And the day Mars went into Taurus, like the day, I walked down to it and about 5 young guys had carried like 7 huge rocks and placed it where I'd cleared it, had placed rocks there. And at first I was like, hey, like masculine energy moving a lot of earth onto my beach, Mars and Taurus. And I went, wow, that's amazing. And at first I was irritated. And then I was like, well, you know what? They moved those rocks out of the pool. So now it can be a deeper pool, which I could go swim in. I was like, all right, so this is just the next step appearing for me, right? And so I really want to encourage you, whatever is going on in your life, if it shows up at first, Uranus is the planet of sudden, unexpected happenings. And so in Earth, it could be sudden, unexpected happenings around earthly things like rocks, dirt, trees, flowers, plants. Like maybe someone might deliver flowers to you. That's like a really positive Mars with Uranus energy. Or maybe you'll be invited to go on an epic hike out in nature unexpectedly. So basically, anything to do with nature, anything to do with the earth, anything to do with sort of bigger things happening unexpectedly. That's what Mars with Uranus can mean. And it can be a little bit of like, for me, it felt like something was coming, like it felt like this energy of like, I'm feeling something, right? And Mars is so hard to ignore, right? I mean, Mars has got its pointy arrow, it's strong energy. It can be war, it can be battle, it can be anger. That's kind of the negative side of Mars, the god of war. Or it can be energy, it can be courage, it can be drive, it can be physical activity. And so having Mars in Taurus line up with Uranus is a great time to start some type of physical exercise routine because Mars in Taurus. Taurus tends to be very like lazy and slow, like a cow in the field. But with Mars and Taurus, Mars is energy. And so if you've been lackadaisical or sleepy or just not as energetic lately because it's been so hot, you may find that you're just getting a kickstart of energy where you're like, oh my God, I've got to take some action. I got to go running. Like this is a great time for physical activity. Conjunct Uranus, it might be some type of new invention, some type of exercise nobody's heard of before, like a one wheel or some other device that is just super unusual. Okay, so I want to show you on the screen. And Uranus actually rules astrology. It's the planet of invention, it's the planet of technology. And so it's a very interesting energy, right? It's a very interesting energy. It's all about activating us to change. It's the revolutionary planet. So when you combine the revolutionary planet with Mars, the energy of action, things may be shifting in your world, like physical objects shifting. And so it's really important to just be peaceful, to stay calm, to stay centered, to stay grounded, and know that Uranus brings change where it is needed. And so everything is actually all lining up for your highest and best good, and to take it with grace, to take it with ease, to ask yourself, how is this all working out for my highest and best good? Look for the gift, look for the nectar. Know that there are cycles and seasons in life. And when Uranus comes around with Mars, this happens every so often, change is in the air. And so if we can prepare for it, then we can handle it with more ease and with more grace and with more gratitude. So let's take a look at Mars and Uranus coming together. You know, Mars is the masculine energy. So if you're in a more masculine body, or you resonate as a more masculine being, this might be a time where you're just taking a lot of change, like a lot of things are shifting in your life, right? And so here is the constellation of Taurus, Taurus the bull. We have the Pleiades that are right near Taurus and Alcyone. And so right now, here we have, and Mars obviously is a much larger planet. Mars and Uranus coming into conjunction. They're about 1 degree apart. And so over the next few days, they're going to get closer and closer together. So as it is, they're very, very close. So Mars is going to come towards Uranus, and then it will be the most intense peak moment. So if you're feeling that intensity of the heat and fiery energy of Mars coming towards Uranus, it's all good. You, it won't be like this forever. And it's going to dissipate and release as you get closer to, let's say, July 20th or so. It should be a lot more calm. So if you're feeling a lot of buildup, you're probably feeling Mars approaching Uranus. Uranus's change, its technology, its invention. I always think of Nikola Tesla. I always think of Albert Einstein. I always think of science. Mars is energy in action. And so there could be a lot of innovation right now, a lot of new ideas about how we do action, how we do activity. It's in Taurus, which is the earth, which is nature, which is how we grow crops, which is agriculture, permaculture, how we eat, what our routine is. So just know that there could be some shifting ups in the next week or two. Know that this is unexpected energy. Try and get yourself as centered as possible. Really treasure your meditation time, because the only true stability we ever have in life is our own inner center. Okay. There are some, psychics predicting earthquakes, especially like California and Japan for some reason, with this aspect, which should be at its high point by next week, around the 15th, 16th. And then it will have about a month-long chamber. I don't like to predict things like that, but I do want to tell you that astrologically, that's something that Mars and Earth and Uranus and Earth could predict. So my suggestion would just to be as conscious as possible. Trust that wherever you are, you're divinely protected. Be safe. Use your common sense. Okay. And don't visualize it. Don't create it, right? But just be aware, okay, I should just be more conscious, take more cautions over the next, like the next month. And also say a little prayer with me right now that the earth, if there is tension in the earth to be released, that it happen very slowly, that it happen very gently, nice little amounts of release, gentle and easy. Just gentle and easy. So just connecting to Earth Mother and saying, please, Earth Mother, be very gentle, be very easy. If there is energy you need to release, please do it very gently, very easily. And the earth tends to reflect the collective. And there's been a lot of buried stuff in the collective, a lot of energy. Mars can represent anger. So if you've noticed anger coming up, that has been activated by Mars approaching Uranus. Okay. And so that brings me to the second activation. Now that we've said a prayer for Mother Earth, and we've asked her to be gentle and easy on the planet to keep you all safe and protected wherever you are. And I'm just going to ask for complete unconditional love healing for the earth and for all of you, wherever you are, just seeing you with pure unconditional love and light all around you, around the land, and just asking for complete unconditional love healing for the land, for Mother Earth. And it's so interesting as I tune into her, I feel that she wants to talk to us, and she just has all of this love. And she's saying, please listen to me more. Wow. She says, please take time out to go outside by the creeks, by the water, by the trees. Please sit next to the trees. Please listen to the birds. Please slow down. She's saying, you're listening to too many things. Wow. She's saying, you're listening to too many things other than yourself. Slow down, my children, for it is in my peace that you will grow still. Listen to the heartbeat. Listen to my heartbeat. Let us calm this earth down together, for as you slow down your mind and you slow down your breath and you connect to me, we quiet the earth. We bring peace to this earth. We bring peace to our brothers and sisters. We bring peace to the planet. There are so many who are disconnected from that peace. And so as we hold that peace, we become pillars of light that shine out, that ripple across the planet, illuminating all hearts and all minds and all beings. And so we just say this prayer with Mother Earth now, that all beings on this earth be happy, be healthy, be free, and that they listen slowly, that they begin to slowly hear more of her, gently, easily, sweetly, calmly. Mars and Uranus is a lot of energy, and so slow down, be careful, breathe, drink lots of electrolytes. There's nowhere you have to get to that demands you to leave yourself behind in order to get there. That's what I'm hearing. So big energies, and I haven't even talked about the next one. So the other thing that's going on here, always fun stuff. And here's the chart for today. Super exciting. And if you're here with me live still, I love you. I'm so glad you're here. Please share your stories. Please share how you're doing in your life. I really love hearing about it. I really love knowing that this work assists you, that it gives you clarity, that it supports you. And so for the last couple days, we've had the moon in Leo, which is a fire sign, right? And so we still have 1, 2, 3. Wow, look at that. 4 things in Leo tonight. This is amazing. So we've actually had a planet leave Cancer, which is the water, and it has moved into Leo tonight, which is the sign of the performer. It's the sign of music. It's the sign of expressing yourself on the stage, which is so neat. That's actually at well, right here, there was a live concert right near me. So it's a really good time if you're a musician, if you're a performer. Big shout out to Michael Grady and Ricky Orn, who are performing, and all the other amazing Jin family performing. Amazing, because Mercury is in Leo, the sun and moon midpoint is in Leo, the vertex, which is the point of fate, is in Leo. And so tonight is just going to be a really powerful time for performance, for expression, for shining your light, right? And expressing who you are. At the same time, we have the moon, which is emotion in Virgo. And Virgo is the healer. And so there's also this energy around healing. There's this energy around caring for ourselves, self-care. We may feel especially fussy or fastidious or sensitive with our bellies, with our guts, because the moon in Virgo can relate to our tummies, right? And so if you have a tummy ache or you're feeling sensitive to food, that could be moon in Virgo that you're feeling. Virgo is a huge constellation, so we're going to have moon in Virgo for like the next 3 or 4 days. And so it's a really good time to kind of reassess your schedule, your diet, your eating, your exercise, your sleep. Really good time to nail down that self-care, especially with this kind of fiery Mars to Uranus action, which is stimulating energy. It's change energy. Sudden unexpected things may be happening. And so it's really important to hug to the midline, hug to your center, just kind of pare your life down, get to the basics, get to the things that you need to do, that you need to accomplish. Don't worry about too much extraneous external stuff right now. Try and stay focused on you. Meanwhile, we have Sun in the last 2 degrees of Gemini, which is an air sign. And so it's all about our thought, it's all about our mind, it's all about rationality, it's all about thinking and learning, it's networking, it's socializing, right? And so, big love, Debbie. Love you too. Awesome, 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 awesome. And hi, Christy. Nice to see you. Welcome, welcome, welcome. You know, I love relating to other other divine feminine goddesses, women. I especially teach to the divine feminine energy. And if you're a man and you have strong divine feminine energy and you're drawn to my work, I'm so glad you're here as well. My work as a guide, as a healer, is to illuminate, is to heal, and it is to welcome the divine feminine energy back to the earth in a balanced way to assist us into stepping into leadership, communication, and heartfelt sharing from our hearts and be able to stay in a feminine place. And this is a really good time for that, as Venus, the billionaire planet, the goddess of love, is actually in Cancer right now. And Cancer is the sign of the mama. It's the sign of nurturing, it's the sign of self-care. It's associated with the breasts, it's associated with breast milk, it's associated with nurturing and nourishment. And so Venus in Cancer time means that one of the best ways to make money right now is actually working with women, working with the home, working from home, anything to do with home, with family, with fluids, actually, because Venus rules in Cancer rules water and it rules breast milk and it rules anything that is fluid, just like the emotion, but just like flow, which is one reason I have partnered up with Michael Grady for a 5-day challenge that's going to be happening next week. I'm really excited. I've been going live in the Energy Clearing Mastery group. You may have seen me there today. And I'm really excited because emotion is so emphasized right now, like really feeling our emotions, like giving ourselves space to feel them. And I have to tell you, they might be kind of ridiculously huge emotions because right now we have the planet Pluto. What is Pluto? Pluto is known as the god of the underworld. He is the energy of the unconscious, the energy of everything that is buried, hidden, lied about, suppressed, secret. Pluto guards that realm of where the secrets are buried, right? Where the secrets are hidden. And so when you have a planet like Pluto, and tonight it is an exact polarity opposition to Venus, the goddess, okay? Whew, this is money. And it's also feminine energy, and it's also the mom. It's very mom feminine energy. It's also the billionaire planet. And it is currently in direct polarity to Pluto. Pluto is everything hidden, it's everything buried in the subconscious. What does that mean? What happens when you have Venus in polarity to Pluto is that anything that you love, right? And if you're feminine, this could be your feminine emotions, just being a woman in general. Pluto relates to the sexual organs, Venus relates to the breast. And so there's this dichotomy between our primal drives, Pluto, and our need for love and our need for emotion and our need for nurturing. And so Pluto can be bringing light to our relationship to money, Venus being the billionaire planet. It can be bringing up awareness in our subconscious to deep buried emotional traumas. Okay. And so, depending on where you have Pluto lining up in your astrological chart, or depending on where you have Venus, this Venus to Pluto polarity could be bringing up, triggering very deep emotional wounding, especially around things that you love, especially for women. It could be bringing up a lot of deep emotion right now in the collective. And so I was like, I have to get on here and share this with everyone because it's so intense. And so, if things are happening around you right now that are very intense, I want to really encourage you to realize that Pluto never harms us. In fact, none of these things ever harm us. They're really angels in disguise. They're really here helping us. They're really assisting us to take the veils off our eyes and to see the truth. Pluto's biggest job is the truth revealer. Okay, so Pluto guards those secrets, and he's always hoping to bring them to light. He's always hoping for them to be revealed. And so when Pluto goes into polarity to Venus, it means that as women or in the divine feminine energy or the nurturing or nourishing energy, or this could be family, this could be ancestry. Where in your ancestry do you have skeletons in the closet? Pluto to Venus, especially related to money, especially related to security, especially related to finances. And this becomes accentuated by the fact that the sun is at 21 degrees of Gemini and will be rolling into Cancer conjunct Venus around July 16th, 17th. And so that means the sun, which is the soul energy, which is the greatest light on the planet, is going to go into polarity to Pluto. And so what does that mean? It means greatest light to the greatest shadow. It means illumination of what has been hidden. Right now, leading into Sun into Cancer, Sun still in Gemini. Gemini represents the news. It represents media. It represents books, magazines, news. It represents the sharing of information, and it is directly polarized to Pluto in Capricorn. Capricorn can be structure, it can be big business, it can be government. And so with Gemini Sun, greatest light, conjunct Sirius still, Sirius being twice as big as the sun, being 25 times more luminous, there is huge amounts of light coming not only from the sun, but from those higher dimensional planes of Sirius shining onto Pluto, Pluto in Capricorn, Pluto government, Pluto the buried secrets in government, Pluto, the underbelly of the beast, the secrets, those things that have been buried or hidden or lied about. Okay. And so as Sun moves into Cancer next week, the energy is going to shift from media illuminating government structures and businesses and corporations, and it's going to shift to Sun in Cancer. The sun will illuminate family, emotion, and DNA. And so this could mean that families in power may have secrets that are hidden brought to light. It means that for us individually, we may have things that are deeply buried in our family lines, in our ancestry, in our DNA. Sun shining on Cancer, sun is great illumination. Cancer is our family line, our ancestry, our home, our DNA. And so as the sun shines in Cancer, coming up the July 16th, it is going to shine onto Pluto. Pluto is everything that's hidden. And so it's the god of the underworld. It can relate to death. It can relate to very deep, intense things. Pluto is the great initiation, the great transformation. Pluto is the phoenix that dies and is born again. Okay, it's the rebirth process where we awaken to the truth of eternal life, which is so appropriate as tonight is 7/11, adds up to 8. the infinity sign. The year is about the infinity sign. It is about us breaking through the walls and the illusions to the reality of eternity, or the reality of eternal life. And so all of these processes that are engaged with the sun is already in polarity, already in polarization to Pluto, the god of the underworld, going into the sign of Cancer. We may see intense things. We may see things that cause initiations coming up. And so I just wanted you to be prepared. You may have already been noticing a lot of very kind of deep things underway here. And I wanted you to know that what's happening is the sun is approaching a complete polarity to Pluto, the god of the underworld, the god of secrets, the god of things that have been buried or hidden or lied about in our subconscious. And so it's a time of illumination. It's a time of bringing the shadow to the light. It is a time for bringing our shadow to the light. And so that's why I'm so excited to be working with Michael Grady next week, starting July 17th, where we're going to be leading another 5-day challenge to assist and train you all in how to do this really spectacular energy clearing technique that he and I have been teaching, sharing, doing 5-day challenges over the last year. We've done, I think this will be our 4th one. And they've just been spectacular. They've been amazing. We've assisted people to clear back pain on the spot, to clear nausea, to clear anxiety, to clear pain, and to clear past life trauma and ancestral trauma. And it's very effective. It's very powerful. And it's a tool that you can use to clear yourself. And that's what I love about it. I've worked with tons of healers. I've done all kinds of healing work. I'm trained in tons of healing, energy clearing modalities. I work on myself every day with whatever triggers come up to clear them. Today, I did a lot of clearings on ancestry and on DNA. And so my guess with the sun moving into Cancer, and Cancer being the sign of DNA, the sign of our roots, the sign of our ancestors, and it's in polarity to Pluto, and Pluto is things that are secret or buried or hidden. It often relates to our subconscious itself. We may have emotion. Cancer is also emotion that has been buried in our DNA, buried in our ancestry, literally being brought up to the surface by the light of the illuminary quality of the sun as we approach July 16th. And so I'm really excited to invite you to this event because I love sharing this deep, intense stuff in the astrology only when I'm able to also do energy work to assist you in clearing it, right? Because as I work with clients and we look at their charts, a lot of deep emotional stuff will come up. A lot of times I'll bring out my energy clearing tools and assist them in clearing it. So if you're dealing with intense emotional stuff right now, then there's a really good chance that things that are buried in your ancestry and buried in your DNA and potentially from a past life are being brought up because of the fact that the sun is so close to Sirius right now. Still, sun is bright illumination and light. Sirius is 25 times more luminous than the sun. And so the light quotient on the earth right now is incredibly high. And the higher the light, the deeper, the darker the shadow. And so it will be bringing things up to the surface that have been buried. So one analogy I like to give is to imagine that maybe we're all a bit like a mug or a cup. And in the bottom of our cup is all our undigested emotional traumas, etc., from our ancestors, from our past lives, from our earlier childhood. And they're all down there on the bottom of the cup. And it's shadowy down there, so we don't really see it. We walk around, we've got our nice cup. It's a beautiful mug, maybe. And we feel fine. Nothing's really bothering us. And then all of a sudden, it's like something happens. And in this case, it's that the sun has aligned with Sirius for the last 2 weeks. And it has increased the light rays to an incredible level. And those light rays are like water being poured into your mug where all the undigested emotional traumas are hanging out. And it pushes them up to the top. And then you're like, oh my God. And you feel it and it's on the surface and you become aware of it. And so my guess with sun going into Cancer, with family, this will be bringing up a lot of deep ancestral knowledge in your DNA. And it's like, thank you, God. Like, how can we get to a place where we're saying, thank you, God, thank you, Source, thank you, great oneness of all that is, for bringing up these things that have been buried, that have been hidden, that have been kept secret in me, so that I can heal them, so that I can clear them finally, so that I can be free to be fully me, right? To really step into all of my potential that I'm here to be. And so if you do find things coming up, I really want to encourage you to take the point of view of that this is all happening for your highest and best good. And how can I clear it? How can I embrace it? How can I heal it to feel it? How can I feel it to heal it? So our 5-day challenge begins next Wednesday, July 17th. And so I wanted to give you a little technique to practice before the event that anyone can do if you find yourself having deep emotional stuff come up. And so all you're going to do is you're going to notice where you're at emotionally. And if it's really intense, you're going to give yourself, okay, between 0 and 10, 10 the highest, I'm feeling whatever, 0 the lowest. Okay, get your number. And then you're going to feel into your body where you're feeling it. You're going to tap the side of your hands. And this actually relates to your belly button, which relates to where your placenta connected to you from birth. And it relates to our deep emotion. And so when we tap here, you're literally stimulating that deepest part of yourself to begin letting go. And ironically, Cancer, as the sun moves into Cancer, is associated with birth. It's associated with the mom. It's associated with our connection to our mom. So our deepest stuff may be coming up at this time of the year. And of course, when you add Pluto into the mix, it makes things a little more intense. Pluto, the god of the underworld, right? Darkness. But what is darkness? Darkness is just the absence of light. And so as soon as you turn light on, the darkness becomes a guide to assisting you to learn more and to go deeper. Right? And so you're just going to tap your hands and just feel where you're at. That's all this is. Cancer is the sign of emotion, the sign of feeling. Okay. Emotion and feeling. And so it's a really powerful time for us to get in charge of our feelings. Okay. Because we're going to be feeling them so deeply, especially with Pluto and polarity to both Venus and the sun. Venus being the divine feminine, Cancer being the sign of the mom, the emotions, the home, the family, and then the sun, which is our soul energy. And so Pluto is really asking us to go deep right now. And so if you're like, what is going on? I feel this intensity. I don't know what it is. That is your subconscious mind sharing with you the emotions and feelings that are sort of buried deep within that need your love and support right now. And so the most important thing is to love and acknowledge your emotions, love and acknowledge your feelings, love and acknowledge where you are, love and acknowledge what is coming up for you. Just notice it. Just be okay with it. Just say, okay. And even if you're not okay, just see that too. Okay. And then after you've tapped your hands, maybe a little less time than I have, you're going to come to this area of your chest. And those of you watching, hi, Magali, and hi, Debbie, you're familiar with this. And what this does is this begins to stimulate the lymphatic system of the body. And energetically, it kind of starts to stimulate stuck energy and stuck emotion. So if you feel things have kind of been stagnant, you can just come to your chest and just feel what you're feeling. Breathe and feel. And this is such great work for women because we're really good at feeling, but sometimes the feelings can be overwhelming. They can be so intense. And so having a tool that allows us to clear this. And with sun approaching Cancer, it's all about the light shining on our feelings, the light shining on our emotions, about connecting to water, about connecting to our emotions. It's a powerful time for women. Sun and Cancer every year. So I just, whoa, my battery's going to run out. So I'm going to just leave you with, you're going to do this and you're going to say, even though I'm feeling, and notice what it is you're feeling, I completely love and accept myself. Even though I'm feeling what? I completely love and accept myself. And now I've got to go. This computer is going to shut off, but I invite you to repeat this as many times as you would like. And I look forward to seeing you all on Wednesday, July 17th. I send you so much love. Big ups to all of you out there. You all are amazing. I love you.